Hello and welcome to Your Post Today, your number one most interactive podcast where we talk about the issues that really matter to you. You can join us on all our social media platforms at Your Post Today. You can hashtag your post with the hashtag Your Post Today. You can also check out our website on www.yourposttoday.com. Email info@yourposttoday.com. We'll be right back. Now, today we are being sponsored by talentinafrica.com. Now, Talent in Africa is where job seekers use talent in Africa to find their dream job by assessing their profiles and getting matched to employers across the continent. Log on to talentinafrica.com and let employers find you. On today's episode, we are asking a very complicated question. Now, the question is, can you handle the complications of marrying someone who already has a child? Now, watch the picture on your screen. Now, right there, a brother posted this. Now, he says that once he has married you, your child is his child, so long as you're both under his roof, and even the baby daddy needs his permission to take the child wherever he wants to, and he expects the mother to understand. Now, what we are asking simply is, to marry or not to marry? Can you handle the complications of marrying someone who already has a child? All right, so take a look at this post. This is what he's saying. If I marry a woman with a child, we have become a family, meaning every child under my roof is mine. The father of the child must respect me as the father of his child. Basically, if he wants to see his child, I should be notified so I know where my child is going, and I should be told if the child is not coming back and what time the child will be back. I expect the mother to understand and get on board with this. What a shock. So this, sounding very, very military, but it makes sense. Okay, so looking at all of this, it makes the whole thing complicated. When you marry somebody who has a child, okay, can you cope or can you not cope? Now today we have our friends with us. We have Razi and Nana. Hi guys.
Hello.
Welcome.
Thank you very much.
Now, so I want to start to say ladies first. So let me start with Nana. Looking at what is happening, do you think that what the guy is doing is right? Do you think that, since he's now fathering all those children, do you think what he's doing is actually right? Before we move to whether to marry or not to marry, do you think that what he's doing is right?
Oh yeah, what he's doing is actually right, because someone is being responsible here. Maybe if the other, like the real father, is much more responsible, someone or another man shouldn't be looking after your child. Right. So if someone has taken it upon himself to father your child, because I believe that we have fathers and we have fathers. The fact that you brought a child into this world doesn't mean that you're automatically like a father. So as far as someone is performing your responsibility, I think you just have to go according to what the person is saying. So what a man is saying is actually right, because he is taking care of the child. We've had instances where, you end up fathering a child, taking care of a child. After several years, and the person will just come, boom, I'm coming for my child. Then what happened to my resources? What happened to my time, my energy that I've invested into that child to make him or her a better person? So if you want to be a real father, then take the child and father him or her. But as far as you are shirking your responsibilities, and this one, what he's actually saying is right. So I think that it is the right way. He's not being strict. He's not being rude. He's not being imposing. That is what it is.
I think he has been a very responsible father. And let me come to you before we continue with her. Yeah. What do you think?
I also agree with what she's saying, though, because if somebody is taking care of your responsibilities, you don't need to say he's being rude or anything of the sort. Because fathering a child is a whole lot. You see, if your child is out and you don't know where your child is, anything can happen. Now, there are bad people and all that. The child can even go out and say, I've been to my father's place, like I mean like the real father, the biological father, I mean, and maybe the child might go somewhere else. Who would know that definitely the child is with you or not? So the man has to know whether he's like, if today he's staying with him, if he's not. Even your real children, when they are going out, you need to know all these. How much more somebody else's child? The next minute if the child doesn't show up, who do you come and ask? You come and ask me. So I agree with her.
Yeah, great. So obviously, this is where you guys agree.
Yeah.
Now, let's come to the other side where, a lot of people disagree. Okay, now, some people think, look, don't even mention the argument about fathering a child, marrying a baby mama, a baby father, or whoever, someone with a child marrying. You should not even get there. So to you, Nana, what do you think? Do you think it's a blessing marrying somebody who has a child? Do you think it's a blessing or a curse? Let's delve into that.
It can't be a curse. Come on, it can't be a curse. So I don't really think that getting married to a single mother is a bad thing, because I'm just going to use 5 points to defend it very briefly. Yeah. Number one, like, if you really love someone, it must be unconditional, right? If you're really interested in a person, despite the person's flaws, the person's mistakes, the person's ups and downs, good and bad, you're not supposed to judge the person based on that. Maybe you don't have a child, but it doesn't mean that you are perfect, right? So someone having a child is not enough reason for you to determine that, oh no, I have to marry the person or not. You can't do that. At least maybe the person made a mistake, had a child. And I even checked statistics, and it showed me that most children that end up with single parents out of divorce, the divorce rate is very high. That is why. So it's not like, let's say, it's just every single mother out there, maybe let's say had a child out of wedlock. That happened, that we know. Most is out of marital issues and the rest. So you can't really blame the person if two people are not compatible. It's not by force, right? So if you find the person, you feel like you're compatible with the person, why not? Number two, you don't know what will happen in the future. It's so shocking that most of these kids that come out of this kind of situation, they're the most intelligent, most vibrant, like bright kids. They end up becoming top notch. Some.
Don't say most.
Oh, are you sure? Because I don't know. Maybe based on what I've seen and what I've heard and what I've read. Okay, let's say some, right? Most of them end up becoming very responsible, right? If you look at some of our MPs and presidents, like.
But what data do you have to show?
Oh no, it's true.
So let's stick to the point where you say some.
Okay, let them say that some.
Yeah.
Because you get people in that position, like let's say companies, institutions. You have children or kids that actually grew up to become that, right? And also, third point, it's so interesting to know that most of the times single mothers, should I say, you actually spend less on them in terms of, maybe let's say in terms of finances or something. You don't really spend, like, they're not too demanding like someone who doesn't have a child. Imagine that you're dating your girlfriend, look at what she can demand for. But you see, single mothers, or let's say single fathers, they've been through a lot. Experience have taught them a lot. They have kids to raise. They have things to buy and the rest. So you don't hear them talking too much about baby, my hair, baby, bone straight, baby. No. They are more responsible. And it's true. And also, people, or let's say single parents, they are much more committed in a relationship than, as in, those who don't have kids. Because they've been through life and they've seen one or two things. And they know that, oh, if someone is giving me another chance to enter into a relationship, then why should I mess it up? So you see that because, hey, at least you've had a child out of wedlock, or let's say you've been divorced and someone has taken you up. You see, at the end of the day, you see that the person tries to, make sure that relationship works, because you can't keep on moving with how many men for how long, or how many ladies, right? And another interesting thing to also notice that single parents are much more responsible and they're experienced. And in terms of the women, in fact, they have this kind of nurturing skills. Because they already have a child, they know how to nurture kids, how to go about, family life and all those things. So when you get married to them too, you see that at least parenting wouldn't be too much any difficult something, because at least they have a fair idea, they know how to manage their family's finances. It's not the time they come to disturb you a lot, because they've gotten experience. They know how it is to raise a child on their own, right? So the moment you get into something, they know how to, apart from their own child or children, when they also have a child with you, they know how to go about finances and everything. So in all, even though yes, we have the pros and cons, for me, I will stick with the pros. That getting married to a single mother and a single father is not a curse. It can still be a blessing.
It makes sense. I mean, that makes a lot of sense. So I want to come to Razi. There's a saying that, I mean, when you go through the dust and the alley, you definitely taste it, so you know your way around. When you're his, actually, like he's a family man, so he understands exactly what it means to raise a family. So I want to find out from you, based on your experience, to marry or not to marry somebody who already has a child. Be very frank with this, based on your experience.
All right, I would commend her for the points she's raised. She makes some really good points, though. Yeah. But then, in my case, I wouldn't, because I really disagree with marrying somebody with a kid. Because one, you the man, when initially you saw the woman, right? And then you agree to be together. And now she tells you, I have a kid. Okay, so there you are like, okay, then I would love you and your kid. In your mind, you know it is not a small task, but you take that. And now you enter the relationship. Where the issue happens is when the man tries to check the kid. If the kid misbehaves and you check the kid too much, the woman is like, nah, this guy doesn't like my child.
This based on experience? Is it based on experience, or you're just giving us postulates?
Let's just keep it to.
Okay, yeah,
you know?
Okay.
Yes, I'm just saying.
Okay.
Those with the experience would relate.
Okay, they'll relate.
Yes.
I understand.
So, if you try to check the kid, the woman will become offensive. She's like, nah, this guy doesn't like my kid. And then try to draw the kid towards her. You know, and now she starts pushing you to the side. You get a cold feeling, you know. Instead of you guys coming together to form the family or anything of the sort, she just tries to protect her kid. And that really makes the relationship very rocky. You understand? So I would say, nah, trying to get into a relationship with somebody who already has a kid, the friction there is too much. What is unseen is a lot. You see, it's when you go into it, that is when you start seeing where the problems lie. She's been a mother before you came into her life, so maybe how to manage and so. But there are other women who also have kids, like have a kid, and then don't know how to manage.
Irresponsible.
They are very responsible. They are clumsy and all that. The moment you stay out for a while, when you come in, she's like, she meets you with a fight.
Yeah.
Like maybe she thinks maybe you are out there playing with other girls and stuff, and then when you come in, maybe you've gone to hustle for her, and then bringing the money in. But then she meets you with an aggression. You see, so she's trying to make it look all rosy, but then that is not the case. It is actually not the case. It is really tough when you are trying to be with. There are some few ones that where there's happiness, I would say, but most of the cases it is not easy trying to take care of someone with a baby. It is not. If you come in as single people, usually it is much more accommodating or understanding. When you are checking the kid, they know that, oh, it's his kid as well, so he wants the best for the child. But a single mom wouldn't see it that way. She would think you are trying to scold the child because it's not yours. You want to beat the hell out of the child, you see. So that is like, for now, that is what
Yeah, it sounds great. It sounds great. To be very honest, I think that for me, I think it's all about you. You have to know yourself. you have to know who you are in the first place. If you know that what you are getting into will not help you, I mean, don't dare. Look around you, find yourself, know who you are, and know that this situation is not good for me. If you feel you can handle it, I mean, that's fine, that's with you. But honestly, I think that if you're not ready, if you know that you're not ready, you cannot handle marrying somebody with a child, don't even go there, because it might affect you really bad. And I mean, that's your destiny. So I think all the points are well made, but honestly, you have to look at it and look at yourself and see where you can pick your strength from. All right, thank you guys. We are out of time, and so thank you guys. This episode is brought to you by the kind courtesy of talentinafrica.com. Talents in Africa is where job seekers use talents in Africa to find their dream job by assessing their profiles and getting matched to employers across the continent. Log on to talentinafrica.com and let employers find you. Make sure you interact with us on our social media platforms at Your Post Today. Use the hashtag Your Post Today. Log on to our website www.yourposttoday.com. Send us an email, info@yourposttoday.com. Thank you for watching. Catch you on the next episode.